Thank you so much, Dr. Amna Hassan, Malik Ayub Sumbal Sahab, Dr. Mahmood Rahman Sahab, Dr. Zahur Bazai Sahab दोबारा ज्वाइन करने का, और हम उम्मीद रखते हैं कि थोड़ी देर में बाकी दोस्त भी हमें ज्वाइन कर लेंगे। डॉक्टर आमना, आपने देखा कि अभी आपने सुना शेन वैंग की बात भी आपने सुनी, और मलिक अयूब सुंबल खान साहब जो हैं आपने उनकी भी गुफ्तगू सुनी कि स्ट्रिक्ट लॉकडाउन, और जो एक चीज़ जो हमें नज़र आई कि दे आर मोर डिसिप्लिन नेशन, कि जो हमें ये नज़र आया कि वहाँ के ना सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट की रिट थी, बल्कि लोगों ने खुद भी इसको रियलाइज़ किया। आप भी रही हैं चाइना में फॉर योर वर्क, एंड व्हाट इज़ योर टेक कि हाउ डिफरेंटली वी वर बिहेविंग during lockdown and when it was eased? How you take it? And what is the point to learn from Chinese model while silently we are pursuing herd immunity like Western countries and America and the Great Britain? Ji, Dr. Amna Hassan.
Thank you, Munisa, for giving me this opportunity to be part of this webinar and contribute to this very important discussion. Salam to all the panelists, and ni hao to Dr. Wang. China is very underplayed by the whole world. We must keep into consideration China is 1/5 of the whole world's population. It's a big number, and it is very important. What happens in China influences the whole world. There are many very important points raised by Professor Wang and Mr. Malik. And I think I will completely agree with him. I have been going to China since 1998, and I've lived and worked there as a foreign expert for Hebei University and Dalian Nationalities University. I've studied in Pehang, my first Chinese course there back in 2001. So it has been a long association. I've been visiting China frequently, and after a couple of years, the way this country has developed is enormous. And I think there's so much that Pakistan can learn, not only from the forward situation, but also how China has moved to this place. And I think you cannot separate the Chinese response from the overall developmental path they have taken. So I'll just, pinpoint a few things over here. In all the infectious diseases that we know, there is only one way to address the situation. And there are 3 steps to it. One is to detect, the other is to contain, and the third step is to eradicate. Now, Malik Saab was also saying, and I want to emphasize over here that if you further dissect these 3 steps, so let's see it one by one. To detect if there is an infection or there is a person infected, obviously there will be an infected person, which is a citizen, and there would be agency or department or health system which will be testing that person's infection and confirming if that person is infected or not, right? So there's an interface between the citizen and the government. So when we say being prepared, yes, even if the government is prepared and have the systems in place to detect, but if the citizens don't cooperate, come up and say that I have an issue, then obviously it will not happen. And that is what we have seen in Pakistan also. People have not been coming up, they have not been going to the hospital if they have been facing any issues. The second step is contain. Again, how you can contain? Government will tell you the guidelines and the citizens will have to follow, right? Again, there is an interface between the government and the citizens. So even if the government will take steps and the citizens won't cooperate, then there's an issue. I'll talk about what happened in Pakistan later on, but I just want to highlight 3 different dynamics of this containment of this problem. And third is eradicate. How you are going to eradicate if there is an infected person you confine them to a place which is called isolation or quarantine, and then you'll make sure that the spread doesn't further go on. Now,
Dr. Amna, because we have to manage our time as well, this is the process. Definitely, most of us and the other participants know what is the process. What is Pakistan's response to these steps at government level, and how it was executed, practiced at the medical care system?
Okay, I will give you the steps one by one. So if you want the comparison, then I would say the first most important thing was to have a lockdown or containment strategy for the containment strategy. But it's very important that this should be timely. Professor Wang, as was mentioning, that China was initially criticized that they tried to cover it. Believe me, if China had covered it up in the beginning, they would not have been able to control it in 2 months. So probably they were very proactive, they were very fast to react in a timely manner and impose that strict lockdown. While we look at Pakistan, the situation was a little confusing. While China government was sending very clear-cut messages about the lockdown and what SOPs the citizens have to follow, our government, unfortunately, was not able to do that. And even if they tried, it did not come across that way. So it seems that there was, Malik Saab was also mentioned, and Ms. Wang, that there was a collectiveness of approach, which we found that in Pakistan was missing.
Okay.
Regionally as well.
Okay.
And stakeholder-wise as well.
May I ask one quick question? Dr. Amna, what should be done right now when Dr. Zafar Mirza, Prime Minister's advisor on health, has said that if the practice continues, they have to go, Pakistan has to go to lockdown again. While like Supreme Court of Pakistan, the Chief Justice has already said the immunity of easing lockdown was till Eid, and it has passed several days back now. So what is your suggestion? What do you think should be done right now?
Well, Munir, I would say that the spread that have taken place in the last couple of weeks or months since we eased the lockdown, it has already happened. That's why when I was saying China took a prompt reaction, because timeliness in this certain situation is very important. Yes, if the lockdown today, strict lockdown, then the infections which has happened to this far, that will be there already. But we will be able to contain it further on. But I think we have already blown this situation out of hand.
Well, what should be done? What the government should do now? Only one sentence.
I think
should go back.
One sentence is that well, I want to say one thing first, that what China was able to do, inclusive of what Malik Saab and Wang has said, hasn't happened for this particular response. Chinese society has certain characteristics which have been built over decades. And that is what has come up as a response, collective response in this situation. Unfortunately, the government, yes, in the short term can go forward for the lockdown, but there is a hell lot of job that they need to do, bringing people together and easing the frictions that happen, are existing between different segments of the society, whether it's on geographical area basis, or is it because of their faith orientation or anything else.
Okay, thank you, Amna. Now I would like to go to Dr. Mahmood Rahman Saab. He is a medical practitioner and for several years now. Dr. Saab, why people are not afraid of coronavirus in Pakistan? Why they are rushing to markets and creating big crowd? Why they are not afraid of the virus infection? Dr. Mahmood Rahman. अपना जरा माइक ऑन कीजिए डॉक्टर साहब.
سر ہمارے یہاں دیکھیں کہ اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضل سے مارٹیلٹی ریٹ ہے بہت کم ہے یورپ کے مقابلے میں. تو چار مہینے میں ٹوٹل 1000 ڈیتھ ہوئی ہیں, تو مہینے میں 300 اور ایک دن میں 10 اگر ہم لگائیں ایوریج, تو اس لحاظ سے ہم لوگ سمجھ رہے ہیں کہ شاید ہم بچے ہوئے ہیں. اور ویسے بھی یہاں موسم بھی ہمارا گرمی کا ماشاءاللہ شروع ہو گیا ہے, تو اللہ تعالیٰ کا فضل و کرم ہے. اور بھی تھیوریز ہیں کہ یہاں پہ چونکہ BCG کی ویکسینیشن کرائی جاتی ہے بچوں کو, تو ریزسٹنس ہے. تو ساؤتھ ایشیا تقریباً پورے کا پورا ہی ابھی تک بچا ہوا ہے. تو جہاں تک لاک ڈاؤن کا تعلق ہے سر, ہمارے یہاں بعض ہم دیکھیں نا آنکھیں بند کر کے فالو کر رہے ہیں کہ جو ویسٹ نے کیا, پھر ہمیں پتہ چلا کہ نہیں جی اگر زیادہ آورس کے لیے ہم شاپ اوپن کرتے ہیں تو لوگوں کا رش کم ہوگا اور SOP کا زیادہ خیال رکھیں گے. ٹھیک ہے, لیکن ہم آنکھیں بند کر کے انہیں فالو کیے جا رہے ہیں, اور یہ غلطی معلوم ہونے کے باوجود کہ بھی ہم نے غلطی کیا. پھر اب دوبارہ لاک ڈاؤن کرنے جا رہے ہیں, اس میں بھی یہی کر رہے ہیں کہ ہفتے میں 3 دن یا 4 دن اور آورس بھی کم. تو اس سے ظاہر ہے جب رش پڑے گا تو وہ احتیاط نہیں ہو سکے گی سر.
سر تھینک یو ڈاکٹر محمود الرحمان صاحب, بہت شکریہ. ہمیں جوائن کیا ہے طارق مغل صاحب نے. آپ ایک بڑے مشہور سوشل ورکر ہیں, اور تھینک یو طارق مغل صاحب فار جوائننگ اس. میں آپ سے ایک جاننا چاہوں گا, وائی پیپل آر ناٹ افریڈ آف گیٹنگ کرونا وائرس, اینڈ وائی لائک جیسے اللہ خیر کرے گا. اللہ خیر تو تب کرے گا نا جب آپ احتیاط کریں گے, لیکن احتیاط کیے بغیر کیا اللہ خیر کرے گا؟ اور اب آپ یو لیو ان راولپنڈی اینڈ یو ورک اینڈ یو ہیو یور business in Rawalpindi and in the congested areas. How do you see it, sir? Tariq Mughal sahab. Tariq Mughal sahab, aapko awaaz aa rahi hai? Tariq Mughal sahab, aapki awaaz nahi aa rahi. Berhal, I would go back to our panelist, Malik Ayub sahab. Malik Ayub sahab, people usually say they are not, we have seen that people are not afraid of getting infection of coronavirus, and they usually say Allah khair karega. The day they have to be in the grave, and they will be. So without taking preemptive measures, Allah khair karega ki nahi karega? Malik sahab, mic on kare.
Sir, a very interesting question about Allah khair karega. Actually, Allah will definitely do something best, because we, being a Muslim, we have a belief that every misdeeds and every good deeds and every bad deeds are coming from Allah. But I think that if you will jump from a 20th floor of a building and you will say that okay, Allah khair karega, then I think that there could be miracles, because there are miracles and Muslims believe on the miracles. But I think that there is much more needed beyond our belief and all this. We should also need some substantial measures, something like solid and concrete action, rather than this blind belief.
Your quick reaction is required on, like if Pakistan government should go again to lockdown, and secondly, like the people and the government and different stakeholders of the country say, like it is agar if we go to lockdown, to gharib bhook se mar jayenge. What do you say, Malik sahab?
No, I think that the lockdown, if the government is going for another lockdown, and like the previous period, I think that there was not even a single day lockdown in Pakistan. That is called, in fact, a lockdown. Because if there is in Europe, there you see that what was happened, that if you are violating this lockdown, you will be fined like 1,000 euros, even $1,000 or something like that. But here, even if the government is trying to control the people, through force or through something like the district administration and police. So you will see that there will be many other narratives coming from the people that, oh, the government is doing something like the wild and the brutal attitudes toward the people. So I think that we have different mindsets and different approaches from the different societies of the people. Yeah. So it's very hard really for the government to make any kind of the lockdown. And even say I talk many traders, like they are saying that they have lost all their assets. There is nothing to eat for them. So everywhere in the world the traders have been locked down. There was no business. Even the big companies, even you can say that the airlines have been stopped. They are going to bankrupt. But there was no state in the state. So we have everywhere we have state in the state, and it's very easy to challenge the government in the country like Pakistan. I'm saying,
okay.
sorry to say like this.
Okay, Malik Saab and Dr. Shen, I would like a common question. What is the usual cost of treatment of a corona patient? Have you ever heard about, like, have you some figure in your mind that it was the cost of a treatment of a COVID patient? Shen Wang.
Sorry, it's a bit noisy. Are you talking about the treatment of COVID-19? Well, in China here, for mild symptoms, we're just using some traditional Chinese medicine. One of them is called Lianhua Qingwen. I don't know how to translate that into. It's a kind of flower, traditional ingredients, and it has been exported to many countries. Even in Europe, they have been using that for mild symptoms. But for severe symptoms, well, personally, my mom is a military doctor in China. They were saying that when you use the ventilators, if you see the case of United States, even in New York, people after using the ventilator, still over 80% people died after using ventilator. It's because they use ventilators too late. Here in China, at the beginning, our health workers didn't have enough experience either, but later they gradually gained the experience of how to use ventilators. You have to use the ventilators when the blood oxygen saturation reaches 60, and then you started using that right away, and then people won't die. Their lives can be saved. So I mean, the method is to use ventilator earlier.
Right, Mr. Malik Ayub, what actually cost has been to treat a COVID patient in China? Have you any idea? जी मलिक साहब, आपको आवाज आ रही मेरी? Okay, unko he's not hearing, I think. But we have some communication problem with Mr. Malik Ayub. Now we also have Adnan Ahmed Sahab. Adnan Ahmed Sahab. We also have T.S. Bhutta Sahab. T.S. Bhutta Sahab, would you like to share some of your thoughts? Bhutta Sahab.
Can I ask a question, please?
Who is? Please introduce yourself. Ji, Adnan Sahab. Introduce yourself and ask your question too.
Ji, hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum. First of all, and I'm a creative writer currently working in an ad agency, and I just saw your Facebook post about this meeting, so I thought I should join in. So first of all, I salute China on how efficiently they managed their outbreak, and I I'm very happy and to see that the overall the efforts of Chinese government and the people of China how they came together to fight this pandemic. I absolutely appreciate that. And I would like to ask a question that what does the professor advise us to do or take precautions or share her knowledge regarding how their government or people cope with this and were able to beat this menace of coronavirus.
Okay, thank you, Adnan Saab. Though Dr. Shen has already described the steps taken by the government and followed by their people, the public. Would you like to deliberate upon the steps and what, how you have taken, to combat COVID infection, Dr. Shen? Briefly, if you like to throw light on it.
Well, it's actually it's been told on every media. Just it's very simple. Just wear mask. And I mean, initially the Western doctors, the experts, they don't recommend people to wear masks. It was because there was a shortage of a PPP, so they didn't recommend people to wear masks because they were afraid of being competed by the general public to the health workers. So, but in China, we are a huge manufacturing country. So later on, we have enough PPP. So social distancing, wear mask, and wash your hands, and it's just it, and stay home. But nowadays, I found out most countries have lifted their lockdown measures. So I don't know if there's going to be second wave. But what I can say is that I'm confident about my own countries, but elsewhere, I don't know.
Okay. Malik Saab?
Sorry, sir, there was some connection problem.
No problem. We also have Tuya Bhutta Saab. Bhutta Saab, would you like to say a few things? Would you like to share your thoughts? Tuya Bhutta Saab?
I would like to ask another question, if you permit me. Did Chinese traditional medicine also help in this fight against the corona? The Chinese traditional medicine.
She said like they are treating COVID patients with the Chinese medicines, and she also mentioned the name of the medicine, but of course she cannot translate it into our language or describe it because they have their own indigenous names of the herbals.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Amna, would you like to continue with?
Do you want to talk about the treatment?
Yeah. What should be, what measures should be taken right now, like in such kind of situation when they are, because we have heard that people, the doctors have said the hospitals are, are over-occupied now.
Unfortunately, Munisa, this is what we were actually fearing about. While we have not taken the steps in a timely manner, this was bound to happen. But again, here I've also been doing some advocacy videos where I've also emphasized that people should reflect on their individual practices in terms of health. They should become more conscious about health. They should have proper sleep of 8 hours every day, because it's very important that in these testing and stressful times, you need to keep yourself calm. You need to boost up your immune system so that your body is in a better position to fight it. Because ultimately, if we want it or not, but the situation is such that we might all have to face it sooner or later. Because the vaccine is not coming anywhere. We can only hope that some traditional medicines like Dr. Wong has said, or even we have some traditional medicine over here and some allopathic medicines combination will come up, which we will be able to treat more cases and save more cases with timely response, medical response. So at individual level, I think it's very important that people focus on their food habits, their sleeping habits, and they should properly observe all the precautionary measures, including wearing a mask, social distancing. And I think whether your government imposes that on you or not, understanding the situation, it becomes your responsibility to act in a more responsible way.
Thank you.
So,
thank you so much. Tariq Mughal साहब, आप हमारे साथ हैं. Would you like to share your thoughts?
Just listening, my dear. Only.
जो मैं जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप का एक कंजस्टेड पिंडी में जो इलाका है वहाँ पर यू हैव बिजनेस, वहाँ पे कैसी प्रैक्टिस रही है और उसका कोई इम्पैक्ट आप क्या नजर आया आपको?
मेरा तो मनीष साहब ये है कि मैंने देखा है कि ये जो एकदम ओपन कर देना सब कुछ और उसमें ताजर लीडर्स की वो तो अपनी एक सियासत है वो जो हमेशा चलती रही है कि दिखाने के लिए कि हम बड़े ताजर लीडर्स हैं और उनकी वजह से वो जाके ऊपर लेवल तक जाके और उसको जो है लॉकडाउन को ऑफ कर देना और उसके बाद जो SOPs पे जो वादा के मुताबिक कहीं भी मुझे, क्योंकि मैं मिड में रहता हूँ, बिल्कुल शहर, मतलब मेरा बिजनेस वहाँ बिल्कुल मिड में है और हजारों की तादाद में, फिर उसके टाइम लिमिट भी, बल्कि चैम्बर में भी ये हुई थी एक दफा गुफ्तगू और बाकायदा कुछ गवर्नमेंट लेवल के लोग आए थे, तो मैंने कहा आप चंद घंटों के लिए अगर खोलेंगे तो हर बंदे को पता होगा कि ये लोड जो है ये 4 घंटे के लिए बाजार खुला है और उसके बाद हमने जो कुछ खरीदना है इन 4-5 घंटों में उनको से वो करना है, बाय करना है, तो एकदम लोड आएगा और उस लोड से कोई फायदा नहीं होगा। तो वही हुआ, बल्कि हजारों की तादाद में, कहीं आपको वो नजर नहीं आया होगा कि वो हजारों की तादाद में लोग जो है ना सड़कों पर निकल आए और कहीं भी SOPs ताजर हजरात ने कहीं भी SOPs वगैरह कहीं मुझे ऐसा नहीं नजर आया कि कहीं इस पे अमल होगा।
सही। अच्छा, ये ट्रेडर्स का क्या बेनिफिट था तारिक मुगल साहब इसमें? मतलब ये सिर्फ सियासत थी या वाकई जो छोटा ट्रेडर जो था वो भूख से मरना शुरू हो गया था?
कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ सर। ये एक जाती, एक पर्सनल, एक शख्स तक अगर महदूद होता कि भाई ये शख्स, मैं इसका वो होऊंगा कि अगर वायरस है तो मेरे पे ही रहेगा, इससे आगे नहीं जाएगा, तो चूंकि हर शख्स को ये पता है कि मैं ये बाहर से कैरी करके लेके जाऊंगा, आगे बच्चे भी हैं, बीवी भी है और बुजुर्ग भी हैं, वो सारा एक बंदे का बात नहीं है, इस पे अमल करना चाहिए था। मैं ये पहले भी इसके मुखालिफ था, मैंने कहा प्रॉपर तौर पे, और गवर्नमेंट भी मेरा ख्याल है खुद भी ये चाह रही थी ऊपर लेवल तक कि मैं मेरा जहाँ तक ज़हन है, क्योंकि पोलिटिकली भी मैं रहा हूँ इन्वॉल्व, गवर्नमेंट भी चाह रही थी कि कोई ऐसे हालात पैदा हों कि हम बाहर की दुनिया को बता सकें कि पाकिस्तान भी इस शिद्दत के साथ इस असर में है, और वो जो अपने जाती होंगे उनके ख्यालात कि भाई क्या इससे फायदा पहुंच सकता है पाकिस्तान को, जो हमारे आप समझते हैं इस चीज को कि वो सारा लेना चाह रहे थे। उन्हें जिंदगियों का अगर होता ना तो बड़े तरीके से इसको इन्वॉल्व करते और उन पे जो चाह रहे थे कि भाई ये खोल दिया जाए, वो सारा उन पे डाल देते कि अगर खुदा ना खासा SOPs पे अमल ना हुआ तो इसके जिम्मेदार आप होंगे और आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आप पे आती है और आप इसको भुगतेंगे। तो ये होता ना तो एक भी चीज आपको खराब नजर ना आती। अब देख लेना चंद दिनों में छुट्टियों डबल हो गई है। आज मैं पढ़ रहा था कि 65,000 के करीब पाकिस्तान में ये है, और आज मेरा हाल है सबसे ज्यादा ये डेथ्स भी आज हैं जो मेरे इल्म में इसी वजह से हुआ सारा कुछ।
अच्छा, एक चीज कि क्या अगर ये ना किया जाता, ये अगर लॉकडाउन ईज ना किया जाता, तो आपके ख्याल में ये है कि हमारा जो सोशल सिस्टम है वो इस काबिल ज़रूर है कि कोई भूखा नहीं मरना था, और ये सारी कोई हर्ड, एक साइलेंटली हर्ड इम्यूनिटी जो थी उसकी तरफ गवर्नमेंट प्रोसीड करती रही है?
सर आप अपने आप को तो हम मिला रहे हैं इथियोपिया के साथ, तंजानिया के साथ, ठीक है, किस लिए मिला रहे हैं, क्यों वजह, मिस्र के साथ? वजह ये है कि आप दुनिया में अब सारे लोग भी हर जगह पे सिर्फ वही नहीं बैठे कि सारे बिलियनर बैठे हैं या मिलियनर बैठे हैं। वजह यह कि वहां आपको कहीं भूखा मरा नजर आता है? पता ऐसी कोई बात भी नहीं थी, कोई भूखा नहीं मर रहा था। बाकी ये है कि अमल होता है, एक प्रॉपर तरीके से अमल होता है, इस पे एक तरीके से खोला जाता, पुल खोल देते, लेकिन अमल करवाते। अब मैं ये यकीन करे कि मैं खोले हैं, मेरा बिजनेस है गोल्ड का, तो वजह यह है कि मैं गया हूँ, मुझे कहीं खरीदारी नजर नहीं आई। अब जिन लोगों के पास पैसे घरों में बैठ के पैसे खत्म हो गए, वो क्या गोल्ड खरीदेंगे जाके? वो इस बेचारे काबिल नहीं है कि जो कुछ भी। उसके बाद दूसरा काम होता है कि गवर्नमेंट का, आप जब पेट्रोल से इतना पैसा कमा रहे हैं, मुफ्त का पेट्रोल मिल रहा है और आपने इतनी दौलत कमाई है, तो वो गरीब के लिए खर्च कर देना थोड़ा सा।
तारिक साहब बहुत शुक्रिया। हम जाएंगे, डॉक्टर ज़हूर बाज़ई साहब बलूचिस्तान से हमारे साथ हैं। हम बलूचिस्तान की सूरत हाल के बारे में बात करेंगे कि वहाँ पर लॉकडाउन से पहले और बाद की सूरत हाल, लेकिन दरमियान में अभी मुझे बताया जा रहा है कि वी हैव टू गो फॉर एन अदर ब्रेक फॉर अ कपल ऑफ सेकेंड्स, और जब हम वापस आएंगे तो मेरा ख्याल है कि मुशाहिद हुसैन सैयद, सेनेटर मुशाहिद हुसैन सैयद साहब भी हमें ज्वाइन कर चुके होंगे। अभी उनका मैसेज आया, उनको मैंने कहा है कि वी आर स्टिल कंटिन्यूइंग विद आवर डिस्कशन, you can join, and I hope like when we come back Mushahid Hussain Sayyed Sahab will also be with us, and we will start with Dr. Zahoor Bazai. We end our second session here, and in a couple of seconds we'll back to the meeting.